Hi, I'm Pharaoh. Um, I'm in my save that I was using for my. Um, hang on, now my monitor. I'm having all sorts of technical difficulties today. My monitor wanted to turn off then as well. Who knows why? I think I changed the settings on it the other day. Right, that should be okay now. Let's start again. Hi, I'm Pharaoh. I'm in my save where I was doing my Corvettes for Beginners. God, I had to think about that. All these distractions. First of all, the save doesn't, the stream doesn't seem to like it. And then, right, let's start all over again. So here we are in my Corvettes for Beginners save, and I thought I would do a stream to continue it a little bit before I get into the next section, because right now, if you've seen those videos, which you probably haven't had time to because I only put them up today, I had got some storage, which is obviously always handy early in a game. I had got a refiner, which is obviously a large refiner, which again is very handy. And I mean, I'd put the ability to get up on the roof, which might help. But I also have a window, which I think I'll probably use most for just scanning for things. It's a little bit easier. And what I thought I would do is I would show myself exploiting this while we have a friendly chatty save, stream rather. But the first thing I want to do, something that we've noticed, somebody was talking about this on Reddit, and I was checking. I just want to just make sure which system I'm in. Okay. I was checking for this, and yeah, I hadn't noticed this until today. Not exploits in that way. Exploits as in fully exploiting the facilities that we're given with Corvettes. Is that an exploit? Probably not. It's kind of advice that a more experienced player would give to a new player. But in the anomaly, this is a brand new save. I haven't gone into the Quicksilver Merchant, I don't think, or if I have, very minimally. And yet, if we go all the way to the... I haven't got very much sprint on this character yet. Oh, I didn't quite make it. It's always disconcerting when you're starting a brand new save because you just don't have the rockets you would expect. You don't have the sprint you would expect. Right, I've got all of the heads unlocked. And now I did unlock the deep water hunter tank and stuff, and they've said they've fixed that. So that's a good sign that we've now got the underwater stuff. But we've also got things like if we go to race and change to traveler and head, we've also got things like the iterations, which I haven't gone into the Quicksilver menu to grab yet. And I've got the horrific flesh helmet, and I haven't visited the scrap dealer yet. So it's unlocked the things that we would normally have to go in and physically unlock, which is, I think, quite good. Let's see if the autophage... I know the autophage is here. Save changes, no. If I go to the autophage instead... Now, I know they have unlocked the heads for that. But they've also potentially unlocked all the parts that I would have claimed in my other save. And it's just a nice quality of life time saver, I think. It's something I didn't expect them to do. But I must admit, I have... Now I've messed that up. I should have made a save of it, shouldn't I? But as we've got everything, let's be a little bit more creative now. don't want to take too long in this, because watching people mess around with this isn't fun necessarily. I'm doing a bit of a hodgepodge at the moment. I just want to see what it would look like if we just do a bit of a mixture of things. I don't like those. They're a bit weird. I can at least put one of my favourite backpacks on. Which one shall I go for? The either that one. Don't like that one very much. I really like that one. I think that one's a bit cumbersome. Streamlined is okay as well. Let's go for the streamlined. Everything seems to be in pink for some reason. It's possibly because I switched to that. Wish there was a way we could do our apply to hole a bit like we do with the Corvettes. Not, I mean, yes, for a new save by design, but obviously only if you've unlocked them previously, if that makes sense. So in my other saves, I've obviously unlocked all of these things. I'm going to have to set these all back for my actual video because I very clearly chose to use the Sky... is it Skyborn? Yeah, Skyborn stuff. Which is clearly a riff on... what's it called? Starfield. Ray. That'll do for now. It's my live look. Well, usually I go here and I start unlocking all of those things, all of the basic things, like we go to appearances. I'd usually be unlocking these, for instance. Not that I use them very often, but I would unlock them all. And the various helmets. And they're all still available, but I was able to select them even without actually getting them in there. So I think that's a change since they fixed the helmets for the fishing. Because the fishing helmets weren't working properly, weren't unlocking across saves. Right. So the plan is to go to each of the planets and get all of those resources that we would normally need to get. And something that probably isn't worth really going into in a video about how to fully exploit your Corvette. But something that I would do in the meantime. So, for instance, go and mine a decent amount of pyrite. So let's go there first. And in this way, I can kind of tag it into that playlist, and it demonstrates how you really make use of these things. This is the same save that I had for that stream when I did the Starter Planet stream. So it's kind of a continuation of that. Let's first of all have a look around, see what we've got here. Copper, pyrite, that'll do. Because that's like the first exploiting the Corvette. Interestingly, we've worked out in Reddit, and been playing around with it myself as well, we can now scan dreadnought freighter battles from our ship. So we can use that to either get to kind of roll the class over and over without actually getting involved in the battle. What a tiny... Which is going to be a majorly good thing for those people that like to try and get an S-class dreadnought, or even if they can find a capital freighter they like that's engaged in a dreadnought battle. Because you literally won't have to do any of the fighting. You just reload your autosave within the system you're in, and you can just keep scanning, and each time, of course, it will re-roll it. So I was experimenting with it, and I managed to get an S-class dreadnought spawn, and also later on, after continuing for a while, I was able to get an S-class of the civilian freighter that's in the battle. So you could use it for either. And again, that's only something that's become available with Dreadnought. Now, unfortunately, in ordinary freighter battles, and let's put this into normal. In ordinary freighter battles, you don't have the opportunities to scan. I just checked the appearance cosmetics, and they don't have to be unlocked at the Quicksilver Merchant. There are many that I never unlocked, but are now immediately available. That's a bit worrying. Well, when you say never unlocked, do you mean you had them available? Or... because that could mean it's a bug and not a feature. If, for instance, you never spent the Quicksilver on an item. But remember, that's entirely cross-save. Let's put that on the screen. Remember, that's entirely cross-save, though, so it wouldn't matter if you hadn't unlocked it in that save. So you did earn them. Is that what you're saying? You did earn them? We better find a better pyrite than that. That was rubbish. Oh, did that one disappear? They finally... oh, no, it hasn't. I don't know. Maybe it has. But they finally sorted that out. Why am I getting heat damage in here? That's a bad sign. Don't stand on the window. Yeah, okay, so that's fine then. I was worried that what you meant was the... I was worried that what you meant was that you hadn't ever unlocked them at all. You hadn't even earned them. I'm going to have to double check that whether the icon is now removed from the screen, because if that has happened, that's a huge quality of life improvement that they just didn't mention in the patch notes. I'm not an experimental or anything. I'm just in the ordinary public branch. The experimental branch has gone very quiet, which makes me wonder if they're preparing for maybe an expedition or some other update towards the end of the year before they get into the kind of mid to late November reduxes. Has this just proved and demonstrated that that isn't a quality of life update? I've come to the same place, and it hasn't disappeared off of the screen. It was just further behind me than I thought. Yeah, it hasn't. False alarm. Well, that's really disturbing. You see that creature down there? Is it still spawned in? Yeah, look, that's a really disturbing hump that creature's got. Yeah. RNG was not kind to it. Let's see if we've got another pyrite somewhere else. Obviously I can buy it, but I've got very little money in this save. I haven't really built up any yet. It's kind of the point of this save, is doing stuff early on without really progressing with cash. No, let's get moving. Let's move it along so that we can scan as we're going. It's just that this isn't the ideal planet for this. That should be okay then. Right. Autopilot. Maintain current flight path. That one's too far right. Oh, there we go. So at some point for this save, once I start getting freighter battles, I might actually have a go at trying to farm a better class freighter using that method. Because it's new and interesting. I did record myself doing it. So I have got a recording of it. I'm not sure if it's something I want to make a video about. I like the fact we can get these underwater resources now. This one a bit bigger. Looks like it is. I've got to be careful I don't drown here because this is a newer save. I need to keep popping up occasionally. My life support's not doing great either. Could people confirm, I mean, maybe next time we chat, it doesn't have to be right now, but recipes just seem to be totally broken. For instance, I'm not seeing alternative recipes. It says show all recipes, and I can't do it. I'm sure I've got more than one recipe for condensed carbon, because I would have had carbon to condense carbon, and I would have had oxygen to condense carbon. But it's not allowing me to see them all. And then also, if I go into recipes and view the refiner recipe, that's not really a refiner recipe. That's just two things. It's all a little bit... Yes, it tells me what to do if I select it. But it just looks... It doesn't look like it used to, and it looks all broken to me. So it'd be interesting to see if anybody else has got that problem. I think there are a few visual issues in this update that I don't think have been fixed yet. For instance, the those wheelbarrows in autophage camps, they're not rendering properly. I don't think that's been fixed yet. It's the new chair, that chair that was winding me up because it had the wrong texture. Now we've got things that don't have textures or just don't look right in the interface. Well, it's nice having an underwater resource, but it's frustrating early game and you don't really want to spend much time underwater. Hi, KJ. Haven't seen you for quite a while. I'm usually half asleep when you start streaming, so that's probably why I haven't seen you for ages. Yeah, it's always broken, isn't it? I see you've just said exactly what I just said, basically. Only in the reverse. You'd probably be more interested in my somewhat abbreviated abandoned mode stream than this. This is very much a normal stream that goes along with some beginner stuff that I've been posting. Right, let's get back in that Corvette. Actually, I should maybe try and scan some stuff, because that's a way of getting some nanites, I guess. I think I did do most of the other system, didn't I? Or was this the first system? It might be. No, this is the first system, so I've done some of them. Yeah, I haven't really maxed out any of them yet. Done that one and the one that only had one in. So, oh dear, they got that their whole gangs together now. We've got Lava Lamp popping in as well. Hi there, good to see you. And Alphys has just popped in. Good to see you. It's like I'm in an alternative timeline. I would normally only see KJ and Lava Lamp at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Yep. Last time I died in my permadeath abandoned stream. It was very, very schoolboy era. So I had to start that again. I do intend to get back to it. I keep doing that. I want to be moving. There we go. This does make it pretty effortless. It's probably the most I've ever exclaimed in my live streams. How much have we got now? Yeah, probably got enough to be getting on once I've done this one. And we'll go and get some dioxide. We haven't got any of that yet. You can tell I'm on a controller the way I jerk around doing this. So sometimes I switch to my mouse just to make it a bit smoother. I'm in two minds whether to start trying to get some ordinary salvage scrap. I haven't really started doing that yet either. Got Prince's Alphabet Street stuck in my head. I don't think it was even on the radio today. I think it must have been on the radio yesterday. Did I say that? I'm not sure if I said that. I don't think I said anything particularly strong, but I don't know quite how I managed to keep my language tame. Oh, sorry. I was nibbling and then I started talking because I got distracted. Hang on a second. I'm going to nibble some more. I mean, you probably worked out what I was doing there. I was making a meal of oh, Brumanek. Need a drink now. I was making a meal of marking a multi-tool that I probably don't want, but you never know. Right, I've decided I don't need any more pyrite, so let's go to the next planet. Pyrite, silver. It's tempting because I'm using that in my other video. Paraffinium, possibly don't need it right now. Dioxide and phosphorus. So mix it. Right, there we go. Is it just going round this planet? Oh no, it's there. When you start a new save, do you do any of the base building missions to unlock the goodies? Occasionally. It's not a high priority for me usually. I sometimes kind of speed run them, so I'll grab all of the resources first to make sure I'm set up to just do them. And then I'll kind of spend a couple of hours just speed running all of the base building stuff. Right, looking for dioxide, aren't we? Seeing any resources. Why am I not? So there's one. Seems a bit sparse for resources, this planet. Oh. It's just disappeared. Dioxide. Deliberately not upgraded anything on this ship yet because I want to do that in the video that I'm making, or the video sequence I'm making. Everything's very slow and cumbersome. Got him. Does that imply I've already got them? Yes, probably. Right. Now, of course, if anybody watches this back when I put it into the playlist with the other Corvettes for Beginner videos, grabbing dioxide is always handy because it means you stop worrying about things like hazard protection in cold, well, in all planets really, especially cold planets. And most of these resources are quite useful to have. Let's get smooth. Because I used to do the base building mission stuff kind of speed run it the way I'm talking about. That was when I first noticed that Hello Games had changed the gender of the Viking, because he did used to talk about his wife, and then it changed to consort. So they kind of neutralized the gender like most of the other characters, which I found interesting. It always stuck out as being the one-gendered character. Even if it wasn't technically the Viking, and the Viking could have been female, but the wife was gendered.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
I'm in two minds about making batteries. I kind of do, kind of don't. It depends what mood I'm in, really. On some saves, I just have so many resources because I'm not a serial restarter. So I just have so many resources I don't worry about it anymore. On saves like this, I did start to make some gel and some batteries. As you can see, I've made a few batteries, so I'm not exactly going to run out of batteries. Yeah, but I do like to grab the resources, and also it's just kind of one of those things that you can exploit the Corvette for. So if you're the type of player that prefers to use the resources, it's so easy to get now. We're not running around on planets. We're flying around on planets. Is there a difference? I don't know. It feels easier, and certainly less draining on resources. I guess that's why I'm doing it, to see how different it feels. To see how much the Corvette changes things. Where did I mark it? Why am I not seeing it? Am I going blind? There it is, somewhere over there. Aha. Hidden behind a rock. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Blimey, you're going to stick with a save? That doesn't sound very KJ. I do feel like the Corvettes kind of change the way we feel about saves. Because if you get like a Corvette you really like and you feel like it's your home, then you're going to miss it when you change to other saves. I suppose you could save edit and move them around. I mean, I would be tempted to try if I really wanted. But then I kind of like that idea of each save having its own little home and its own base of operations that flies around with you. I think it's quite a profound change, really, that I did talk about it in one of my videos, but Obsidian Ant was talking about it. He couldn't quite put his finger on the words to use, and I that's why I made my video in the end, because I feel like it's kind of an iconic thing. It's kind of a very personalized, iconic idea of ships. Yeah, how much of this am I going to go for? I might as well keep going for a little bit. I'll get the train manipulator back on. Yeah, it's very much an emotion thing, I think. And I mean, as just an example, if you were, say, a particular fan of a science fiction franchise, and you made your Corvette perfectly aligning with how you saw that franchise, and it became kind of your vision of that thing that you love, I think you're more likely to stick around on it. It becomes more than just a ship or a base. So how much jacks have I got? 700. Get a little bit more. Need to jump down then. Yeah, that is one of the things that we suddenly realized after playing with this for a bit. The way that you just don't really use launch fuel. Someone said they maxed out their one of the first things they did on their Corvette was match out their launch thrusters, and then they realized they weren't using any of it, and they just completely wasted all that time and effort. It definitely has a little bit of confusion with some of these assets. Is this the same place? It's the same place. I've really got to pay attention to how far behind me they are. Let's look ahead of me, see if there's anything over here. Right. Don't turn around. Because I'm not being very, I'm not like picking a heading or anything. I mean, the fact that we still can't use north on our Corvette thing is very weird. Yeah, there's a number of... I think one of the reasons I'm making the Corvette for Beginners video isn't so much to help new players, although obviously that is a benefit. It's to kind of try and get my head around how much I feel like the game has changed and how different it feels. Yeah, direct build from the storage containers would be nice. But then that's kind of a perk of the freighter. Did you want it to totally replace the freighter? I'm not so sure. You want some benefits for having a freighter. Fell in. I use my mouse, I won't be tempted to jerk around. As an abandoned mode player, I don't get the matter beam benefits. Well, yeah, you don't get a freighter at all, do you? I haven't actually built a base with normal storage for a very long while. I presume we still can't just build straight from storage if there's storage at the base. I haven't really built a base for a very long while. Yeah, that should do me. So where are we? Yeah, I didn't think you'd be able to build from them. You never know. Things do change behind your back. Like, for instance, we were saying today about the all of the different appearance modifier stuff suddenly appearing and not having to unlock them. That's a big change that they didn't really mention. And it's not clear if they intended it, but I don't think they'll go back on it. I don't need this banner now, do I? Actually, what have we got here? We haven't got yet. Underground and underground. An extinct already? Why is there an extinct? Common flying. So we should be able to spot the flying, and then we'll worry about underground in a bit. But might want to go daytime, even though it doesn't specify. Have a normal abandoned save. Don't want to go perm. I'm even when I started my abandoned streams, I wasn't sold on abandoned mode. I just don't think it's a fully realised mode yet. It's slowly changed, but they haven't done much with it yet. I feel like it's... I don't know, it's not totally there. It doesn't feel like there's... I mean, I know that's the whole point, that you don't have to specify what you want to be doing, but there's not a lot to do. There's a nice crash freighter over there. Might have to run around on the surface. I mean, how plebeian is that? That's not it, is it? No, that's plants. That's not it, it's green. Yeah, I'm a big fan of utilising frigates.
Received.
was that crash freighter? Because what I'm not doing is, because I'm not running around much on the surface, I'm not opening many boxes, I'm not opening much machinery. Still do this out of habit. I think they've mostly fixed this bug where it will leave it on there if you don't read it. It used to leave it in the log for ages. See, look, this isn't being rendered properly. That's still a bug. Do I want the coop? I suppose I've got space now. Now it's out of range. Now I'm going to start using up my space, which I haven't got much of. What space have I got? No, I'm going to have to get rid of it. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to fully exploit this crash. Ooh, that's nice. Let's try and catch up with chat while I'm not in radiation. That's protection. We're on a cooking spree, built bases for all cooking products, and now I'm maxed out on resources and all kinds of cakes. Yeah, at some point in this sequence of videos I'm making, because you can get the nutrient processor quickly, which you can kind of do anyway, but I want to make at least one video that touches on some of the benefits of having a nutrient processor. It would be nice if they made these a bit more random. It was like you can almost do them without thinking about them. Actually, I'm going to run out of space here. Get out of the interface, thank you. Don't need that. Oh, that was stacked anyway. I've still got one space yet. I hate that dreaded inventory full. See that? I'm not going to make much use of a salvage frigate module for a while. But it's nice to have. We've certainly got the storage to keep it in. There it is. So, put those in there for now. Put that in there for now. Don't need the platinum right now. Don't need that right now. So one of the things that I will be mentioning in the next video is like, you realize that you've got a storage container. Great, I've got loads of storage. I could build as many as I wanted in here. You don't even have to do that. You can just delete this one, put another one in, using the same resources, and then have a second backup for things that you don't really want to look at very often. So, for instance, if I just wanted to put all my crafting parts in the second one, I don't even have to have more than one storage container in here. They instantly have 10 just by building one. I mean, cooking is nice in its own way. I really like cooking because I find it really humorous. I just love all the names of all the things. It's just they share my sense of humor. I think because they're British, I guess. I don't know if I've got the Atlas pass yet. I think I might have. Yeah, I bought the ability to buy it. I just haven't got around to building one, so I should do that. Definitely do that. I should do that before I leave here, really. It's like when we did that stream where we just went to Kronos and saw what he wanted in his, like, I would like you to bring me this thing. I quite enjoyed doing that. It's quite fun. Right. Is there anything worth buying here? Maybe a few. Maybe a bit of phosphorus. It's not very much. We've got some copper. We can maybe make the Atlas pass without going back to the ship. I think I needed more than just the copper. I haven't got quite enough copper. Hang on. Did I have the microprocessor? I did. Right, I've definitely got some copper. I've got stupidly large amounts of it, I think. Where are we? Over there. Down there. No, I only got 10 there, but I must have converted it all into... I must have converted most of it into chromatic metal. So I'm going to need a little bit more. I bet I can buy it again in a minute. You're not going to let me know? No. Come on, I don't need much. 30. What have I got now? That's enough. I still feel like I'm early enough in the save to be scavenging for everything. I think we're only about 4 or 5 hours in. So put that in there. Don't want to run out of it completely. Won't be able to make any more. Don't really need the cobalt on me all the time. Don't need magnetized ferrite on me all the time. Definitely don't need these. Don't need all of those. If I pop one now. This by type is really rubbish. Why would it put dihydrogen in the middle of dioxide and phosphorus? I don't know what their typing is. Surely these are a type, and that's a different type. Yeah, I'm I love the fact that you felt you could tell me that, Ignition. I'd like to think you were telling anybody watching later. I explained that in my second video. I explained the loop, actually, the whole chromatic loop, so you only need a small amount of both. Because I feel like if you're going to have a large refiner straight off the bat, then you might as well start exploiting that too. It makes a big difference. Now, was there anything I actually need on this planet? Maybe I should be getting a bit of salvage. I need to be a bit slower for that. Or to look ahead of me instead of behind me. Anyway, I'll just jump out there. It's grabbing this. Ooh, nice. Mining beam is terrible. But there again, so is my entire multi-tool at the moment. I can remember a time when large refiner was a day one thing. Definitely wanted to get. It's funny about base building. You can just get Corvette and circumvent that now. Yeah, it's the whole. That's one of the biggest things. So it's like a series of videos I'm making at the moment are about those kind of things. How it just totally changes the way you play. It's probably going to take me to a different location, so I might as well pop down here. It's like one of the things I always used to do. I would always speed run the Atlas path, because you do get, it kind of gives you something to focus on while you're unlocking all of the different drives. Now we can. I used to wait until I had a freighter before I sped run it, because it would be handy to just have the freighter with me at all times, and then I could always use my large refiners to just make all of the resources I need. Just grab a little bit of emerald, make a load of emerald, grab a little bit of the next one, etc. Now I don't even have to wait until I've got a freighter. I could speed run it tomorrow, which I might do. Not tomorrow. Where's the NPC? Long ago, it seems, an automated distress call went unanswered. Yeah, 720 this one, isn't it? From memory. Goes to show how long I've played this game. I don't have to think about the number puzzles. No NPC? Is he wandering around? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. I did this, didn't I? Yeah, it's already open box. I have to keep remembering. It's a good job my storage is next to my door because I need to keep remembering. Some chuck those in there for now. I can pop those in a bit. Just going to pop that, put that away. I need one of those. It's definitely full up. It probably is a good time to start popping some upgrade charts. Not that I usually use them, but what I usually do with upgrade charts is I buy them and buy them and buy them instead of the upgrade charts. I buy the slots, and then eventually I think, right, I need to finish off this now. I'm getting fed up of buying them, and so I'll buy like the last 25 or so, and I'll just do this for an hour. Whoop. Are we on a moon? Just a small planet. Got the stuff made yet. How many nanotube I need to make. Antimatter housing I need to make. I've never understood why that one isn't that one. Always confuses me. And so little. I haven't even put stuff in here yet. I even bought a load of the stuff. So I've got the dioxide. I've probably got some silver and copper, and I can make some copper. I've actually got any nanos, probably not. You're hiding. Do you go underground? Oh, there you are. They're all far too expensive for me. I don't think I've paid attention to the drop pod enough, but I started playing in Beyond, was it? It's Beyond the one after next? I think so. That's where I was. No, it isn't where I was. Anyway. Let's put some stuff in my... I don't know if it's changed since I've been playing or not. Oh, this is path stuff. That's what I wanted. Annoying planet. It is a moon, okay. What it must be. Where's it gone? Over there. Still round the corner. Might even have this Explorer already. We haven't actually used it yet. Haven't actually broke it down or anything. Why am I landing? Ah! Yep. Gonna let me dig there because they're going to be too close to my ship. This is alright. I feel like they've relaxed that. I don't know if it's pretty close to the middle of the ship. It used to be a pain. Go on, grab those two. I haven't even tidied this up. one's this one? Is this the one that goes with that? Yes, it is. Yeah, boost maneuverability. Doesn't work with those though. Does with that. Didn't even know I had a phase beam. Does it just always give you a phase beam? Is there some bug? Because that's not a phase beam. Probably better. 520.5. 520.5. Let's pop another one. Oops, wrong button again. Where is it? There it is. Oh, we're on this silly planet. I should have done it on an ordinary planet. Yeah. Again, because I'm making kind of videos about how to utilize your Corvette, then it makes sense to have a video where I specifically go into the parts and how they work and which ones you want to get. So I'll probably save it for that. Just so that if anybody watches this kind of interstitial video of stream, they're not confused by what I'm doing because I've already done it, if you see what I mean. Have I managed to hover exactly over it? Pretty much. It's the one with the underground creatures. Underground. Why is it? Oh, it isn't miscounting. I was thinking it was miscounting for a minute. Finding an underground on a moon. It's not going to be the most fun. See if we can spot some underground stuff. Good night, Lava Lamp. Good to see you. I've even got a little red symbol on my Stream Deck that tells me I'm muted, but I so rarely look down. I should put it more prominently underneath my monitor like I used to have it. But it stopped working for a while, so I moved the whole thing. And now it's working again. I should put it back. I'm not convinced there are many caves here. You might sometimes see caves around these wormy things. Need to make in two minds as to whether to make a base at all on this, but usually at this stage I'll be making a base for oxygen. So here's a question. A while back, they added some fireworks that included zinc in the description. And they also included, I think one of them was Atlantidium. And many people felt that it was a hint that we would be getting the purple systems, because we already knew from the game files at that stage that we might be getting purple systems. But some speculated that the zinc indicated we might get zinc back and that we would get teal systems. But then, of course, that never happened. Do we think that they might do another colour system at some point? Or do we think they were just choosing an element that no longer exists for no apparent reason? Yeah, there's lots of open ranges. Yeah, I like the speculation, though. Yeah, I agree that I play with what we've got, and I always tend to say whatever they give me I'll be happy with, because I generally am. But I just have this feeling they might still be considering another form of system. This is still happening. They said they'd fix this, and they said they'd fixed it many other times. Such a persistent bug, and this supposedly got fixed at one point as well. That's no better than the other one, really. If I keep landing by mistake, I might want to buy some of this. I've got so little money, I daren't do it. I haven't really tried to get any money yet. I had nearly 2 million, and then I kind of squandered it on trying to get some silver and gold quickly for some chromatic metal. Talking of resources, I don't think I've been trying to get nanites much recently. Yeah, this is the thing. I haven't been doing anything like that yet. I haven't been doing the normal money stuff at all. Kind of because it's kind of almost like a perverse pleasure that I didn't need any money to build a Corvette. So it kind of stopped me making money. Nothing on the landing pad. One of the reasons I went to that is because I was hoping there might be some caves around it, but there weren't. But there's one. Must be some caves around the grave. I like that contrast of the purple or the blue. I'll come all the way over here, and there are no caves around there that I can see yet, at least. I hate moons that have got underground creatures. They're just so frustrating. Partly because I'm a fauna completionist and I can never scratch that itch on these planets. Although I will usually be quite persistent. Let's grab that. Two. Should be able to get it if it's something different. While we're on the planet, let's do a little bit of... While we're actually on foot for a change. I'm going to have to put that... If I can sacrifice... I suppose I could sacrifice that. Didn't even need it. Probably want to call my ship. Was it landed? I think I landed. Where am I?
Thermal protection falling.
No, I didn't land. Welcome back, edition.
Life support power low.
Tiny little cave. Might be a bit bigger. This hut is too big for me now. I don't like it. This isn't the kind of cave I would normally like for looking for underground stuff. So unoptimized at the moment. I need a better multi-tool. Where did we park the car? There it is. I was wondering that myself, Ignition. When a expedition starts, it will be a temptation, won't it? It's a little bit like I always used to build freighter bases and try and use the freighter to teleport me around a bit further, but then they stopped making expeditions have such distant rendezvous points, so it didn't seem worth it anymore. But yeah, are corvettes such a game changer that even if the expedition doesn't call for one, it'd be worth building one? I guess it depends on the expedition. I think I'm better off going to a different planet where there aren't underground creatures and trying to get the nanites that way. Why do I never know where the doors are in these things? I went right past it. Now, this is going to be a tricky thing. Just shooting this down with a standard bolt caster. I haven't built that yet. Don't know any of those words. Not a space thing. Hello. You looking for me? Was look for abandoned building. Yes, I could. I had loads. If you remember in this save, because this was the save we did the third one we did in the starting planet advice stream. I did grab some eggs, but I ended up selling them for cash. But, you won't have seen that yet because that's in one of the videos from today. I ended up selling them for cash. I didn't turn them into nanites. Should maybe wait to get my shields back up before I go over there. Okay. I don't know if I've got enough space for all this stuff now. Probably haven't. Let's leave that in a second. Actually cool my starship down. Storage is actually close enough. I should have just shut some stuff in storage. Guess I could do that anyway. Remember when I first started playing this game, I used to get really stressed doing that, worried that I was going to get attacked. And obviously you do get attacked, but it was completely out of scale of how dangerous it is. I didn't really read that. Let's read that again. Approach the terminal. Something deep within the complex is malfunctioning. Surfaces feel hot to the touch. There were 2 of these, I think. Hidden machinery clanks on words and alert sounds. I don't remember this one. I feel like that one's a red herring. Anybody remember this one? Something about that one rings a bell, but it just doesn't feel right. I'll go for this, unless somebody says something in the next 5 seconds. No, it's not that. Well, the coolant chamber would have been too obvious, though, don't you think? It's one of those ones that when you're first playing the game, you think, should I just save and reload and do it again? It is about language knowledge, but I don't have any language knowledge at all, so I had no clues. And there are a couple, I was looking through the actual lists at one point, and there are a couple that are so similar to each other that they're designed to almost catch you out. Let's get off this planet, because we're not going to find any underground creatures here without doing searching for buildings. So let's go somewhere that doesn't have underground creatures. Actually get some nanites, that'd be nice. Underwater, underground, ground, that'll do. So this is a Merkle Towel. Yeah, I agree that the being able to scan all planets is handy. I mean, it's almost one of those things where you say, well, if we're doing... That doesn't look like that's going to the right place at all. Am I even going towards a planet? Oh, it's going around a planet. It's weird how it does that. It decides to pick a spot on the planet rather than the nearest point on the planet. Yeah, it's almost like, is getting a freighter equally as important for this kind of exploiting a Corvette thing? Also, you probably weren't here early enough to hear me talk about this, but people have discovered that we can exploit the Corvettes. So if we end up in a dreadnought battle, we can jump out of our Corvette and scan and see what the dreadnought and the civilian freighter's class are without having to do the battle. If you time that right, you can set it so that your autosave is within the system, so you can just keep doing autosave, jump out of cockpit, scan, scan, autosave, jump out of cockpit, scan, scan, until you get an S-class. It doesn't work with normal freighter battles, but it does with dreadnoughts. Creatures. Probably nothing, really. So the creatures we haven't got yet are ground, ground, underwater, 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 underwater. So just 2 grounds to get, and we can do the underwater. Rare. There he is, though. Wasn't that rare, was he? That's handy. Can I even reach that? Not quite. I'm not going to go any further higher because it's going to hurt. Well, I'm going to pull it down. Yeah, I did find both S's. I mean, not in the same scan sequence, but yeah, I just kept doing it. I found the S-class dreadnought, and this was in a non-pirate system, so it was a decent dreadnought. I found the S-class dreadnought in about 6 scans or so. But I didn't actually count. I have got a recording, so I might count them. But the civilian took ages to be an S. I think I did it for over an hour. But that would have been worse if there had been a battle, because it would have taken an hour and a half, 2 hours at that rate. Let's see if there's a bigger body of water. Just hit it just too late. Let's make waves. That was a nice one. Still a surprise when I see a squid that's not in a deep, deep water. One more. Is it a predator or is it common underwater? Probably not then. There he is. No, that isn't it. Aha. Should be scanning the flora because the only module I've got at the moment is flora money. Look, this is where all of the all of those guys from Dreams of the Deep ended up. Ended up as crab food. Got a few nanites at least. Because I spend most of my time when I'm just playing by myself scanning fauna anyway. It's my main way of getting nanites. I just don't really bother with other methods. Occasionally, if I need some in a hurry, I might shoot some sentinels, but that's usually if I'm on a stream and I'm in a hurry. Get rid of that stupid plasma launcher thing. And that stupid carbon thing. What do I still need to do for that? Furnishing. What if I don't want furniture? What if I'm the Steve Jobs of space? So that's that one. None on that one. 3 I've done on that one. Or did I actually claim it? Yes, I did. 1 on that one. Again, did I claim it? Probably did, but I should look. Yes, I did. That one's got the underground, which I'll come back to another time. I think this has got underground as well, but it might be a bit easier. So let's go and have a look on that planet. I can just spotted that there's still got this thing. There's still got the bug with the pet thing on there. that they said they fixed twice. So, Ianatat Hida. I missed a lot of chat. Let's have a look. You're not the only one that doesn't use it. I don't use it that often. It's not my main method because I'm going to the planets a lot anyway. And let's face it, now we have the ability to scan things and actually see what's on them without the freighter, which is a secret that they didn't tell us about, but they just snuck in there. And it's not quite as vital. Right, what we got to get? We got ground, rare ground, uncommon flying, and then the underground. Seeing the evidence of caves. Oh, that's not it. Who's it? There he is. So, one underground. See if we actually get some underground stuff here. Accessibility. Whack the HUD up, then people can see what we're looking at. I like the terrain on this planet. Is that a cave? It must be. I'm not keen on dreadnoughts myself. Looking at the chat. I do like having decent S-class freighters, though, just because of the hyperdrive range. It's really nice in late game to be able to go long distances. Oh, I keep doing that. I keep going to the second part, thinking I was going to be able to read some words, and I know hardly any words yet. Control terminal before me appears to be for some sort of deep level mining system. However, all systems have stalled. The scan flashes a readout. Don't know any of the words. Warning links blink on and off. Material hopper opens. Well, I don't really have an awful lot of choice apart from that doesn't seem like a good idea. So I'll just have to do that. And that didn't help. Not having any luck with these. Right, I wanted to do a reload just in case I got the underground creature. Yes, definitely like Arthur in Alien Earth. You spelled my name wrong though. It's not good. I've got the stupidest stream name on the planet because nobody ever spells it right. But I know you usually do get it right. It really doesn't help with people typing in your name to find you if you've got a hard to spell name. Nope, we're not going to get anything. This is the worst type of cave-like creatures. So we'll carry on. Wrong way. Right, there was an unmanned building that I marked. And then I reloaded, but it was over here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, if you know your Lovecraft, then the Dreams of the Deep is basically a rewrite of The Temple, which was an early Lovecraft novel. Not novel, short story. I always liked The Temple. I always thought it was very creepy. It's about a U-boat. Well, it's not about the U-boat captain. It's about the I think it's almost like a found footage story. It's like found manuscript. How the guy in the U-boat lost his crew. Shield. I did consider rebranding when I got to the point where I had enough subscribers for them to send me money if they felt like it. I thought, should I rebrand? Am I in it for that? I don't know. Not really. But then when a short guild video you make on a whim because people are confused by guilds, suddenly it gets 37,000 people watching it. Then you suddenly think, well, maybe I should kind of think about the money. I don't know. Came from that direction. That's the manufacturing facility we've already been to. No, I don't really want to rebrand. It's a bit of a pain to rebrand. It's bad enough that when I first made my name for Steam, I spelt Pharaoh wrong. I had to change it when I realised I was going to start streaming. I didn't bother until I realised. When I started streaming, I thought I better change that because people are going to say that's spelt wrong. Sometimes these rare underground fauna are a pain in the neck. Persistent and have a strategy, but usually I would use a strategy of having a load of charts, but I don't really have. Actually, I probably do have quite a few navigation data now. I could get some charts. Wouldn't be a bad idea if I'm not finding it. It would definitely be easier on that frozen planet. I suppose I could pop the, they don't often have caves around them, but it might be worth trying to, what am I doing? I'm going here, I'm going there, transfer. Might be worth just checking just in case. They're not usually quite big enough to have caves around them. Take me to another planet, isn't it? No, it's not. I'd like to think if you went into YouTube and typed my name wrong, you could still find me. I haven't tried. It's actually kind of an old role-playing name. It wasn't. I think people thought it was because I like building. It's like it's nothing to do with that. I used to play this game that was based around, loosely around a Pharaonic Navy. So I used to have an old email address, Pharaonic Navy. So I called myself Pharaoh when I first got Steam so that a friend of mine could find me. And then it all went from there. But then I got it spelt wrong anyway. I haven't even got enough carbon. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? The whole point of having a refiner is to do things like that. Right, where's all that oxygen I just picked up? I did have a refiner there for a while. I was just coming out to go to my other refiner then, but it's not there because I deleted it. What was I doing? I was making a carbon nanotube of all things. Are there caves? Is that a cave? Not really. It might be the beginning of a cave. Yes, it could very well be a cave. I'm not seeing any evidence of anything. Where's that subterranean relic? There it is. This is the cave? I'm only finding tiny caves at the moment. Whatever planet I'm on. That's like a 2-centimeter cave. not working. I almost feel like making my own cave. Here we are, it's a bit better. Come on, otherwise I'm going to have to get charts. I don't really want to have to. So this is quite a nice, promising little area for fauna. Let's go with that a second. That, so I'm going to med bolting. I haven't even got the sodium nitrate, so I can't do that. I was going to try and reload in here, but I can't. I wonder where my auto save is. What time is it? It's only a minute ago. Caesar, yeah. Yeah, I'll just rebrand to Big Daddy T. That'll be it. Except the name's taken, though, isn't it? It's not. Come on. There came, yep. I'm not going to have any luck here. Yeah, the finding guilds was stupidly successful. It still gets lots of views. Probably because I just kept it simple. Oh, look, there it is. surface. Yes. We flushed it out. Oops. I was going to just upload all because I've probably got a few extras. Right, ship. Should get a few minutes from the anomaly as well. Come on. Yep. Get Ares to actually give me some nanites for a change. To actually be useful for a change.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
You remember when I did that stream about trying to refresh the guilds and we did all of the what the guilds will give and the percentage chances? I'm kind of tempted to make that and tag it on the end as one of those continue watching video links. I feel like that's more interesting than just knowing how to get guilds. Right, what we doing? We're going to go to Ares. Actually, I should really look on here. What time is it? 43. Give me all your nanites. Nice. Actually, I've been scanning. I should maybe check in. Helios 2. I always thought they were going to do something with this. I did look at that earlier, the current expert. Give me a second. I can tell you exactly when it finishes because I was looking it up. I put the universal code in. Yeah, I haven't still got the website open. I don't know if it will still remember via the history with the same details. Let's have a look. UTC, isn't it? That's today, so let's have to go back in. Give me one more second and I will look it up. Yeah, I was going to give the exact time because it does sometimes change and it can throw people out. Okay. Copy that. Put it in there. Wednesday, 15th of October at 4 o'clock UK time, or GMT's +1. So it's did I say 3 o'clock? It's unusual to finish in the afternoon. Usually it just finishes like 11 or something. Now, why am I here? I can't remember now. I was going to pick up some charts, but that wasn't why I came here. What's your free chart? There's a reason why I came to the space station. Oh, I know what it was. In my Corvette. I'm not close enough to get the... Got 2 of those. Let's have a look at the multi-tools. B wouldn't be bad, considering. But we don't have enough money for the B. Nowhere near enough, but it's not expensive. So the question is, do I spend the 2... Do I spend the 2 on this one just to get a little bit better scanning? Or do I buy a new one? Get a bit of cash and buy a new one? Scanner modules here are rubbish. Let's go to the other system. Wait for the very last minute. Well, Wednesday's a potential streaming day. I could kind of start at 12 and try and finish it before 3 o'clock. Up against the time, up against the clock. See, that would be the sensible, boring option. Buy that. It's a lot cheaper. Hey, probably have some stuff for you in my Corvette. What have you got? Have you got a better module than I have already? Got an S. I'll have that off you. I certainly didn't do it very fast the first 2 times I did it, so trying to do it in 3 hours for me might actually be a little bit tricky because something about this one that didn't sing out to me as far. I know some people did it in like 40 minutes or something. Have I got any standing with you guys? No, but I do have a pirate transponder, I believe. Only one. I've got one pirate transponder. That's really going to help, isn't it? Yeah. I've got some get relics I should probably use. I mean, I know I drift away from chat and get focused sometimes, but I find it very weird to do a stream without looking at chat. That's kind of the whole point that I stream, is to have people to chat to while I'm doing it. How long have I been going? 2:48. Blimey. What have you got? That might be handy. That'll definitely be handy. Let's think about this. What am I going to do? I reckon pop these. Right. Got to remember I'm muting.
Technology recharged.
Thanks. That's why I mentioned it, so that people would remind me. But I'm going into mute again. Right. Chart. It's not the most promising of things. You give it a flyby. Observatory, that's a bit bigger. Yeah, I am muted for 5 seconds. And then I went back into mute again for a little while. I wasn't talking, I was chewing. But I was talking a little bit earlier. underground terrain, or is that normal terrain? Looks like normal terrain to me. Are you underground? I bet you're not. No, you're not. Let's go a little bit away so I'm not actually triggering it. Just double check. Trade posts rarely have caves, especially not on a moon. There's a cave. Not going to be a particularly nice one for this, but it will do for now, considering how few caves we've found on this planet. Lost it now. Where is it? There. Didn't hit the thing in time. Alright, so where are you? Is this really a cave? Yes, it is. You see, like, it's so shallow. We're already at the bedrock. It's really low chance of finding underground stuff here. Well, I'm figuring small building. What's that? Paleontological dig. Bet they won't have caves next to it. This does nothing well. That looks like cave terrain. Then it kind of faded away. Yeah, this is a bit more promising, I think. I think it was only that patch, though. Change of daytime, that can help sometimes. I want to land iron. I just wanted to get in and out of my thing, but I forgot getting in and out isn't the same keys. And restore point. We'll give this bit of tiny piece of open cave terrain as much respect as we can. Well, that pretty consistently spawns there. That wasn't rare, was it? That was just uncommon. That's the only bit of cave terrain as far as I can see. Sometimes what you can do, go far enough away to despawn the creatures and just hope that something different spawns in next time. Same thing, same creature. Gonna have to go somewhere else, I guess. Got one. We got one. One last look around. Nope.
Stabilizing. Technology recharged.
Didn't even have enough to...
Technology
I just
recharged.
didn't use enough. It must have been in 2 inventories. Oops. Oops. Sometimes I think if I just exploit this a bit, just kind of look under the terrain, it's not consistent. Is there another cave over there?
Thermal protection falling.
I've seen the same one over and over. Come on. You're here somewhere. haven't actually got a source of sodium yet. Sometimes the other underground creature looks exactly like the first one. So every now and again you think, I better just scan that just in case it's not the one we've already seen. Right. I think we've got one more chart we can burn. It's not like we're not going to come back to these buildings. This doesn't yield anything. It's probably my 3 hours up. Just a little bit far to run. Nice.
Radiation protection falling. Extreme subterranean radiation detected.
Running out of space yet? Yes, I am. Just caught it in time. Space for that.
Radiation protection falling.
We have space for that. I'm beginning to wonder if you have a full inventory, does it
Thermal protection.
force them? But I didn't think it did for these.
Radiation.
Landing bay, interesting. Storage. Didn't actually use those in the end. Right, let's go and check this last building. I don't think there'll be any caves around this, but actually just have a quick scout. Disappears into the ground. As well get that. Might as well. Oh, I like these ones with the rotating stuff on top. Let's look upon the ancient relic. A strange feeling grips hold of me. My vision begins to swim. Load of nonsense. Ancient structure swings open to reveal a body encased in ice. Its patchwork of different body parts. Ragged beak appears to have been stitched on with animal gut. Handwritten sign in the language of the ancient traders can be seen above the body's hand. Some sort of fuel would most likely melt the ice. Things like these rotating ones. Cool. Right. I guess just about make that. There's the building. There it is. it from here? Not quite. Hang on. Sounds like I've got somebody at the door. Hang on a second. No, not a pizza delivery, unfortunately. It was a parcel. This isn't looking very promising. Right. How can I do this with a bolt caster with tiny resources? Four, 3, 2, 1. Gone. And some of that terrain down there looked a little bit promising, but I don't think it is cave. Oh well, it looks like I'm not going to be able to finish it in the 3 hours that I usually allocate. 3 hours 20 now, so I will say goodbye. Thanks for joining me, everybody. It's been a pleasure. My name's Pharaoh. Travel well, and goodbye for now.